Hi there Year 5, it's Mrs Flavell here and I'm introducing your next numeracy lesson. Now we've done lots of numeracy lessons on multiplication and lots on division, and I'm pretty sure you're probably getting a bit fed up of it all because I know that I am. So what I thought I'd do today is I'd do some work on all four number operations. It'll be a mishmash of all the different ones. There might be one or two number problems in there, and there might be one or two things thrown in on measures as well, which I've been covering in Flavell's Fab 4 for you. Hope you've been enjoying Flavell's Fab 4. It's a regular thing and it gets you used to doing your maths and your mind warmed up. Hope you're all okay and safe and well, and let's get started with our lesson then.
Right then, your success criteria Year 5 is to try and get your questions right. Okay, use suitable methods to work out your number problems. Aim to try and get 15 or more answers correct, and then you should be on the right lines if you're doing that. That would be good. So try and use your knowledge of the four number operations to solve your problems. And today we're going to be looking at understanding what the equals sign means. Right, let's start with our Flavell's Fab 4. So we've got look at the ruler. What is the measurement in millimetres and in centimetres? Convert the following three times into 24-hour clock. You've got 4:45, 9:56 and 11:23. Number 3, the boy has a litre bottle of juice. He drinks 345 millilitres. How much does he have left? Number 4, what is the remainder when I divide 45 by 6? And our number at the top right is 5 to the power of 4, similar to the one that we did yesterday. Okay, take a look at those and we'll get back with some answers shortly. So our first one today, we were looking at the measurement on the ruler. So we were looking, got 1 centimetre, and we've gone on for another 1, 2, 3 millimetres. So the measurement, first of all, is 1.3 centimetres, because we've got 1 whole centimetre, we've got 3 parts left over. So 1.3, and it would actually be 13 millimetres that it would change to. Right, changing AM times into 24-hour clock. So basically, when you're thinking about doing that, the best way that I remember how to do it is add 12 hours to it. So if you add 12 to 4, you end up with 16. So 16:45. Okay, so 4:45 would be 16:45. Add 12 to 9, you would end up with 21:56. And our other next one, if you add 12 to 11, you will end up with 23:23. Okay, and those will be your 24-hour times. So we've got a boy, he's got a 1 litre bottle of juice and he drinks 345 millilitres. Well, we've got a question here that's crossing litres and millilitres. So we need to convert the litres into millilitres first of all. And 1 litre is 1,000 millilitres. And if he's drinking 345 millilitres, that means we're taking it away. Now, this 1,000, it involves lots of being able to actually exchange and move over numbers. So let's make it easier. Let's change 1,000 into 999 by taking off 1. So we've taken away 1, so we make it 999. Easier number to deal with. So 9 take 5, 4, 9 take 4 is 5, 9 take 3 is 6. But remember, we've taken 1 off here. We need to add that 1 back on. So our final answer will be 655 millilitres, which are left. Right, this is a simple, easy one, knowing our multiplication. So what is the remainder? We're asking for the remainder when we divide 45 by 6. Well, I know that 7 times 6 equals 42. So 42, and count on to the 45, gives us a remainder of 3. So we have our 5 to the power of 4. That's in our terms. We will be doing 5 multiplied by 5, multiplied by 5, multiplied by 5. Okay, well, first of all, 5 times 5, that's 25. And we times 25 by 5, which gives us, well, 5 lots of 25, that's easy to do, 125. Not much thought needs to go on that one. And then we've got to multiply our 125. Now again, we're timesing that by 5, save myself some space here, we can move it all into one. 5 times 5 is 25, 2 5s are 10, that is 12, with our 2 added on, 2 10s. Once 5 is 5 and the other is 6. So our final answer is 625. Right, okay, it's always important to understand the term equals, and now I think you sometimes just take it for granted that it goes at the end of a sum and not thinking about the reason why that equal sign there is there. So the equal sign indicates equality, that is, in mathematical terms, both parts of the sum surrounding the equal sign balance. It means they've got to be the same, both sides. So for example, I've given you a little example here on like some weighing scales. We've got 45 plus 23, that's the one side of the sum. You've got to equal that sum and make it correct by 68, which is the answer, which is the other side of the sum. Now if I put 69 or 70, that would unbalance the scales and it would be too heavy. The sum would be wrong. So it's always good looking at in terms of balancing scales. Making things equal is balancing things both sides. Okay, so always important to remember that, and that might help with the next set of work that we are doing. Right, okay. I thought we'd do some sums on to use the equal sign to balance my equations. Okay, so number 1, 6 multiplied by something equals 42. Something multiplies times something is the same as 5 times 6. 10 divided by 5 is the same as 1 plus something. 2 squared plus something is the same as 3 squared. Two parts to work out to that. 4 multiplied by 9 is 18 times something. 6 multiplied by something is 2 times the same as 2 times 12. 2 plus something equals 3 squared. 14 divided by something equals 13, add 1. 48 divided by something equals 36 divided by 6. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 equals 100, subtract something. Remember, don't always presume you've got to do the first part of the sum first. You might need to do the second part of the sum after the equal sign to work these out. So look carefully, have a go at them, quite fun to do, and we'll get back with some answers in a while. Right, let's look at our first 3 answers because I think they are fairly straightforward. So 6 times what equals 42? Well, knowing your tables, 6 multiplied by 7 is 42. So this bit needs us to know what 5 times 6 is. Well, 5 times 6 is 30. So that will equal that one. And 10 divided by 5 is 2. So what plus what makes 2? Well, we should all know that 1 plus 1 makes 2. Right, here, the bits we're dealing with, we've got 2 to the power of 2, or 2 squared, we would say. So 2 squared is 2 times 2, which equals 4. We've got 3 squared, 3 times 3, which equals 9. What's the difference between 9 and 4 to get our answer? 9 subtract 4 is 5 in our first box. Next one, we've got 4 times 9, which is 36. And what is the same as 36? Well, if we double 18, we times it by 2, we get 36. So 6 times what is same as 2 12s? So 2 12s are 24. So how many 6s in 24? Well, 4 6s make 24. Now let's look at the part either side of the equal sign that we can do. Well, 3 squared, again, 3 times 3 equals 3 3s are 9. So how could we make 3 times 3 equals 9? So we've got 2. So we've got 9 subtract 2 leaves us with 7. So how are we going to make 7? We could do 5 and 2, which is easy. 5 6 7. So 5 6 7 8 9. That equals both sides of our sum. So 14 divided by something is the same as 13 plus 1. Well, 13 plus 1 is 14. So if that's 14 and that's 14, it can only be 14 divided by 1. So 14 shared by one person leaves you with 14. Right, but 48 divided by something is the same as 36 divided by 6. Well, 36 square number, so our 36 divided by 6 is going to equal 6. So how many 6's are in 48? That's what we've got to think about. So what divided by 48 leaves us with 6? Well, 8. Okay, 48 divided by 8 also leaves us with 6. So that balances our sum both sides. Nice one here. We've got 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 is the same as 100 subtract something. So let's work out 100, our first part. We've got 5 and the 4 and the 1, that makes 10, plus 3 is 13, plus 2, that is 15. Okay, so the bottom part is 15. Okay, and then we've got 100 subtract something leaves us with 15. So take 15 away from the 100 to find our answer. That would be 85. So 100 subtract 85 would also leave us with 15 this side of the equal sign. Right, okay, our next set, numbers 11 to 20, 21 plus 9 is the same as 10 times something. 5 squared subtract 1 equals 4 multiplied by something. 34 divided by 2 equals 10 divided by 10 subtract something. 64 plus 36 equals 82 plus something. 4 multiplied by 400 equals 1600 multiplied by something. 26 times 0 equals something times 43. 3 cubed, that's 3 times 3 times 3 equals 23 plus something. 0.7 plus something equals 5 subtract 4. 12 times 12 equals 132 plus something, and 50% of 50 equals 25% of something. Have a go at those. A little bit more to think about on these next 10 now. So give yourselves time to work them out and we'll come back with some answers. Okay, we have 21 plus 9, which is 30, and 10 times what equals 30? Well, that's quite easy. 3 tens equal 30. 5 squared, so that's 5 times 5, which is 25. Subtract the 1 gives us 24. Okay, so we've got to balance our, or equal our sum to 24. Well, 4 times what equals 24? Well, 4 times 6 equals 24. Right, 34 divided by 2 is the part we can do first of all. Well, if we divide 34 by 2, half it, we end up with 17. This has got to equal 17. So 10 plus 10 is 20. What do we take away from 20 to give us 17? This side, well, we take away 3. 64 plus 36, straight away number bonds, 6 and 4 is 10, 60 and 30 is 90, 90 plus 10, that gives me 100. Okay, I've got to make this equal 100. So 82, what do I add to 82 to make 100? Well, 82 up to 90 gives me 8, and the 10 gives me 100. That's got to be 18 in there. Right, okay, well, 4 times 400, what's 4 times 4 is 16, with 2 zeros. Okay, that's 1,600. I've got 1,600 here, so if I've got 1,600 here already, I can only must be timesing that by itself, which is 1. 26 lots of 0, well, if I'm times anything by 0, I know I'm going to end up with 0. So if I'm going to end up with 0 this side, I need to end up with 0 this side. Well, if I've got no lots of 43, I've got nothing, have I? So it's got to be 0 in that side. It's just getting you to recognise anything multiplied by 0 gives you 0. Right, 3 cubed, that's 3 times 3 times 3. Well, 3 times 3 is 9, 3 nines are 27, so that's what we've got to equal. 23 plus what gives us 27, or 23 plus 4 gives us 27. Okay, the second one, 0.7 plus something equals 5 subtract 4. Well, 5 subtract 4, that's easy. 5 subtract 4 gives us 1. We've got to make 0.7 tenths up to a whole one, so we need to add another 3 tenths, 0.3 to it. Times 12 is 144, and then we've got to make 132 up to 144. Well, to 132 we add 12 to it. 50% of 50, well, that is 25, because that is half of 50. And what is 25% of 100? Okay, well, 25% of 100 is 25. So the answer's got to be 100. Probably found that you've used a lot of mental calculation with today's lesson, and if you've managed to get 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, or even all 20 of those, well done, big pat on the back, especially if you're getting the 18s, 19s and 20s, that's really good, well done. So hopefully you used all your 4 operations to do this. That's multiplication, division, subtraction and addition. That's the one I've missed off. I was trying to think then. And now understand a little bit more, and don't just take for granted the equal sign between 2 parts of a sum. Okay then, and just a reminder, don't forget to share your work with us in school, either on WhatsApp or via email or on our news post box. And remember, think about going on to your maths games. You've got your TT Rockstars, you've got Purple Mash, some of you might still have old logons for Sumdog. Okay, all of these are really good programs for you to be able to go on to. And I'll be back with your next numeracy lesson tomorrow. Take care, kids. Bye.